Back to take one.
Who is the Gisele sitting in front of me right now?
Well, I think someone who has gone through a lot of new lessons, and I think that's one of the biggest blessings of life, you know. Hopefully we're not the same person we were yesterday. I mean, I think that shows that we are evolving. I'm a forever student of life. I'm a very different person.
For 30 years now, Gisele Bündchen has been one of the most successful and recognizable models in the world. A style icon and muse, Gisele has walked in nearly 500 fashion shows and graced the covers of more than 1,200 magazines. Beautiful. She's built her entire career on being picture perfect for the camera. But this woman sitting in front of me right now is someone we've never really seen before.
So many things keep happening in our life, and it just keeps you, life keeps you on your toes, let's put it that way.
Yes, life has thrown a series of curveballs her way, from healing after hitting rock bottom.
What could have killed me gave me a whole new life.
To that earth-shattering breakup with her husband of 13 years, future Hall of Famer Tom Brady.
The end of a power couple's marriage.
Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen announcing their divorce is now final.
She first met Tom Brady in New York City in 2006. Him, the famed quarterback for the New England Patriots, and her, one of the most powerful figures in fashion. Gisele reminisced about their first date on The Tonight Show.
When I saw those kind eyes, I literally fall in love like right away. I was like, what?
The two became the ultimate power couple. Tom attended high-profile fashion events like the Met Gala year after year. Gisele in turn joined the ranks of the football wives and was a mainstay in stadium stands, cheering on her husband. All eyes were on them, what they did, what they wore, even what they ate.
So Gisele Bündchen, Tom Brady's wife, just revealed her diet that gives her this bikini bod.
What's Tom eating? Like, he's not doing tomatoes?
If you have to name one couple that's literally goals, it is Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen.
They were inseparable. Gisele became second mom to his son, Jack, in 2007.
I got to experience how it is to feel to be a mom before I was even, to be a bonus mom. So I got to experience how my heart could feel that love and just expand in ways I never thought were possible.
The couple then welcomed Benny a few months after they tied the knot in 2009, and Vivi 3 years later. For Gisele, motherhood came first, taking a step back from modeling in 2015 to support Tom's career and build a life for her children in Boston. I think of my mother who's like watching from her heavenly balcony. She said about seasons in life. Yeah. And I felt that my mother, she put her life in many ways on hold for a while for her children.
I think we do that as moms, right? I think we all have done that. I don't know all because I can't speak for everyone actually, but for my sisters, I have 5 sisters, so we have a lot of girls. So from my personal experience with my sisters, we all have had our seasons of nourishing our little babies, because I think that's right. I think they, you see this little being that is so, they need you for everything. I mean, so I feel like if you have the opportunity to stay in that moment of motherhood and really be there with your child, I think it's the biggest gift you can give yourself and your child.
But in late 2022, after much public speculation about the status of their relationship, the couple announced that they were divorcing after more than a decade of marriage. In a statement on Instagram, Tom called the decision painful and difficult, but that they wish only the best for each other. In her own statement, Gisele said they had grown apart. So many people who adore you and just want to know this season of your life, that it's so relatable, that you didn't think that the marriage would end. No one goes into a marriage thinking it's going to end, but it does.
And it's heartbreaking, to go through that.
You said it was I think the phrase you used, the death of a dream.
Yeah.
How are you?
Well, when you say... Sorry, guys. I didn't know... Can I have a little moment? Sorry. But let me just breathe.
Deep breath.
Okay. It's definitely a time of, a transition that had to take place, and it's not something that I don't think you wish for that, But I think sometimes in life things happen. I feel so blessed because, I wouldn't change anything in my life. I had incredible experiences. I learned so much. I have my children, which are the biggest blessings in my life. And now I get to create, it's a new season, it's a new chapter in my life, and I get to learn new things, and I get to walk my path in a different way, and I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for every lesson.
Those lessons are constant, especially with her family now split between two different households. Co-parenting, how has that been?
I think it's been, there's easier days than others, but I think, it's amazing that the kids, they're super smart children. They know what they can get away with. So I think it's natural that it has different rules, and then kids just adapt, and they're gonna try to do what they want, and I can only control what I do. And I think for me, now is really about the balance. Now we have, Tom has time with them, and I have time with them, which I think is amazing because they get to, really experience, again, more enriching for their lives, two different worlds, and they get to learn from two different worlds, and that's wonderful for them, I think.
After stepping away from the spotlight nearly a decade ago to focus on motherhood, she's now embracing her ambitions on her own terms, working on passion projects like her new cookbook, Nourish.
Super nutritious, super delicious, and if I can make it, because I'm not a chef, you can make it.
And in the past year, has signed on to be the face of a handful of brand campaigns.
I feel very lucky because I get to work with all my friends, people that I've known for so many years. When I used to do all these jobs, it used to be 360 days I worked. It was a different tone, when everybody's pulling your hair and doing all that stuff, it felt like, wow, it's like you just need a moment for yourself. But now it's more spaced out, the jobs that I do, because of course, after I became a mom, that became my priority. So when I work today, it feels like kind of a little bit of a time to nurture myself in a way, which is so funny how that changes.
In this time of change where things can feel so chaotic, Gisele says she's at peace.
Everything I've experienced, it made me realize what I want and what I don't want. I think when you're younger, you try to accommodate, and I think what I learned in my life is about clear, current communication. I learn now how to communicate better. We also get raised sometimes saying oh, you have to, say these things or act a certain way, so then, you want to be liked. But in the end of the day, if you're not truthful to who you are, then it doesn't work, So I think I'm very committed to living my truth more than ever. So I would say that's what has been, where my heart is now, is where I am right now, is I'm living my truth and I'm not apologizing for it.
Our thanks to Robin. The full Impact by Nightline episode, Gisele Bündchen, Climbing the Mountain, is now streaming on Hulu.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.